Today's Extra.
Game 40 of the season. You talked to your team afterwards, told them you loved them. This is your first team as a Cape League manager. What will you remember about this group?
Just, you know, the ones that stuck around all year, we'll definitely remember them, and we'll be pulling hard for them. I'll be pulling hard for all of them. They're all great kids. You know, they were good in their host families. We didn't have any problems with any of them. They're all very respectful men. So, you know, it was an honor and a pleasure to be around them.
You've said all season long, we're seeing guys getting better constantly. You've seen a lot of players on this roster improve over time. What does that mean to you as a coach?
Well, that's why we do it. You know, we do it to make sure that the kids get better, to kind of give them a little bit of taste of pro ball. You know, and like the goal has always been, we send them back healthy and a little bit better to their schools, and then they'll continue their progress in fall ball and on in the spring, and then we reap our benefits when the draft comes up. We get to watch them get drafted and live their dream.
Walk off for the last game of the year in the 10th inning. How did it feel to scrape across a win in heartbreaking fashion in that spot?
No, it's good. It's always good to win. We like to win. I sit back and I think, you know, the what ifs, you know, some of the games that we let slip away, you know, but hey, it is what it is. Our kids played hard all year, and I'm proud of them for that.
What do you look forward to most the next year?
Well, I look forward to going home and going fishing first and foremost, and then we'll start working on the team, you know, immediately. As soon as the kids go back to school, we'll start calling coaches and start getting our team for next year together. I enjoy doing that and the build up to the season. So, you know, just getting back up here and being competitive and trying to help kids get better.
Thank you very much, Dennis.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Jake. Standing here with Isaiah Lane after the final game of the season. You walk it off, the dugout explodes. Take me through the emotions in the final game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've had a great time being here, and it was a great opportunity to kind of clutch up and get the job done. And yeah, I saw it bounce and it kicked off. I was like, oh, here we go. And yeah, I saw Chase coming in, and it was awesome. It was awesome.
You were one of the 6 players that was here the whole season. What do you think that says about you?
I think just resiliency. I think just committed to my word. You know, my word means something. But yeah, I think Dennis means a lot to me. So yeah, just being able to keep my word with him and be here and yeah, stick it out.
He's praised you a lot. He's gone out of his way to constantly talk about how much of a defensive shortstop you are. The bat is coming along, everything's in place, and he just loves you as a character. What's your relationship like with him?
It's awesome. You know, he's definitely a mentor of mine. I feel like I can pick up the phone and call him any single time. And, yeah, obviously he has a lot of knowledge in the game and a lot of connections. So, yeah, definitely a mentor and someone I look up to.
Guy from San Diego, UC San Diego. When you look at some of the bigger names, bigger schools on the roster, you came in here and dominated. You led the team in RBIs this season. That's final as of today. When you hear those words, what does it make you think?
I think I just compete at the highest ability, but also just a credit to my teammates. You know, obviously those guys are very good, and the team's stacked. So, yeah, it was just an honor to be here and compete at the highest level.
When you leave the field for one last time tonight, walk me through the emotions of that moment for you.
Yeah, it's an opportunity and experience I'll never forget. Being here in the Cape, being here in Chatham, just meeting a ton of people that I'll have relationships with for the rest of my life, and yeah, just pure happiness and joy for sure. Enjoy.
That's Isaiah Lane. Isaiah, congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jake. Here with Jackson Freeman. A walk-off win at home. Dugout was buzzing all day long. Finally, you guys get a walk-off for the first time this season. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I mean, no better way to end it, right? So that was pretty awesome. I think we were just out there having fun today, and I mean, it worked out, so it was great.
When this team had fun all season long, it seemed like things really started to click, especially down the stretch. What does it mean to be part of a team that likes to have fun?
Yeah, I mean, it just, like, it makes everything better. I mean, you're out here for a long time, a lot of your summer, and then, you know, if you're not having fun, then, you know, it makes it tough and the days get long, right? So having fun and, like, keeping it loose or, like, they're essential, and I think we did a really good job of that. So
we just talked to Isaiah. He was one of the 6 guys that stayed around all season. You were one of them as well. You mentioned how it was a long season, but now You finally reached Game 40 and you're through with it. What are the emotions about being done with this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, it's relief in some ways, right? It's just, this is a long summer, and then you come straight from your spring ball as well, so like that's long as well. And I mean, now you're 90, almost 100 games into it, and it's like your body starts wearing down and everything. It's a long time, right? So I think we found a really good way to kind of get through that and make sure that we were still coming out and competing every day, and I'm proud of that. So,
what are you going to take from your experience here?
A lot of things. I mean, this town is awesome. Like, I think it was so much fun to be out here every night playing in front of these fans. Like, they just absolutely pack it out, which is so much fun. I think I got better personally, like as a hitter and player all around. So I was happy with that, and I think meeting these guys as well is just amazing, right? Now I have even more friends that are all across the country playing baseball, so it's pretty cool.
That's Jackson Freeman. Jackson, thank you for joining the Anglers Extravaganza post-game show one last time.
Yep, thanks.
Thank you very much, Jake. Here with Daniel Jackson after a walk-off win at home, your final game in Chatham. Earlier today, you were awarded with the Thurman Munson Most Outstanding Player for your time in Chatham this year. When you receive an award like that, what does it mean to you?
It's special. I mean, especially in like one of the the greatest collegiate league there is. To be on one of the 10 teams to get the most outstanding position player, it's special. So really super appreciative of it. It's pretty awesome.
Everybody's touted your character to stay throughout the year. You were also awarded with the Sportsmanship Award today. Did you expect to get that?
I'll be honest, not that one, but because sometimes I gotta give it to the umpire, especially because I'm a catcher. So they're honest with me, I'm honest with them. But other than that, though, I'm pretty friendly with all the honestly everyone. I've made some friends from other teams just from like playing against them. Like, never met them off the field, nothing. But I'm grateful for it.
Mm-hmm. You've also made some friends in Chatham as well.
Yep.
What will you remember from this group of guys this year?
I mean, just like everything. It was a great squad. I think that's one of my favorite parts about summer ball is just you meet guys from all over the country that there'd be no chance I would meet them regardless, or any other chance. So I'll just remember all the guys that I've got to meet. It's pretty special.
One last time in a Chatham uniform.
Yep.
When you hear that, what do you think?
I wish I could come back next summer, but hopefully it works out so like I don't, because that would mean other things. But I'm grateful to be able to put on the Chatham uniform. A great summer, and I'm happy to do it.
If there was someone considering right now watching this interview, deciding between Cape League teams at this point, why would you tell them to come to Chatham?
Honestly, just like the community surrounded around it. When it comes to the fans, the host families, the coaches and the players that we bring in, it's just it feels special. I like being here the whole summer because I got to meet everyone, and the end of the summer is fun because then you're real close with everybody, the fans and the host families, and I would say that's why.
That's Daniel Jackson. Daniel, thank you for joining the English Extra Post Game Show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Jake. Here with Cade Arambidi, one of Chatham's catchers, the final time this season on the Anglers Extra Post Game Show. Yep. I can see you grinning already when you hear final time this season. What does it make you think about?
It's been a really long year this year. I mean, coming off a World Series championship in college and then having 3 days off before I came to the Cape, so it's been a while since I've had just a little bit of downtime, and so but I'm super grateful for this whole experience, man. I had so much fun up here, made some great friends, made some really good connections with coaches and other players, and so I know I'm going home with a bunch of new supporters and a bunch of people I could really reach out to when things aren't going my way. So I'm really grateful for my experience here.
Of all the guys to work the kids' camp, you were probably the most energetic, constantly signing up for it, doing it week after week. We just saw you talking to one of the campers over there. What did it mean to you this year to work that kids' camp?
I I've always wanted to give back to the game. You know, I mean, at one point I was the little kid going to those camps, and so I feel like it's a good way for me to get in touch with the younger players of this generation, and, you know, do my part to help out and coach a little bit. And it was always just a lot of fun. I got to work with like the 6- and 7-year-olds, and the whole time it was just such a blast. Yeah.
When little you would see yourself now, what would you think?
I think I would be in awe, and I think I would probably be a little shy to talk to myself. But I think I'd build up enough courage, or my older self might go up to little me and, you know, show him the ropes a little bit and make sure he keeps having fun.
What do you remember the most about your Chatham experience?
Let's see, man. There's so much, but you know, probably just getting together with the guys after games, sitting on the pitcher's bullpen, just eating our meals after games, just chopping it up. Not even really talking about baseball, but just really getting to know each other, man. Like, so these guys are gonna be guys I talk to for the rest of my life. You know, I'm really grateful for that.
When you walk off the field tonight and you go home, when you look back at Chatham and you start to miss certain things, will it be that camaraderie for you that you miss?
100%, 100%. I think that's what I'm gonna miss the most, because I mean, even though I was only here a little over a month, like I felt like I've been with these guys for months on end, and so we got super close really fast. I mean, because you have to, with it being summer ball and it doesn't last that long. But you know, we became really close, and we enjoyed every moment together.
That's Cade Arambidi. Cade, thank you for joining the Anglers Extra Postgame Show.
Thank you so much.
We welcome you inside the Veterans Field broadcast booth. Hudson, Ridley, Jake Klein wrapping up shop on the 2025 Cape League season, where Chatham ends the season 17-20-3. And Hudson, when you think back to it, not a playoff appearance for Chatham, but a whole lot of memories to think back on.
Certainly. Some of the best moments of when this offense was the hottest offense in the Cape League for a certain week. A lot of dugout shenanigans towards the end of the year. There are little bits and pieces that have made this season so much fun. Regardless of a playoff appearance or not, in the end, this A's team was a really fun team and a team you wanted to root for.
You think back to some of the great moments from the season. We talked during the Anglers Extravaganza post-game show while you were out searching for your interviews about some of the best moments. The Henry Ford leadoff home run in Brewster. The Nate Taylor 10 strikeouts in 4 innings at Wareham. The Ashton Larson grand slam at Veterans Field to help the A's beat Harwich on July 6th. The extra innings road win against the rivals Orleans on the road at Eldridge Park. Even with no playoff appearance for Chatham. Great memories, as you just heard from the players, and a pretty good cast of memories to think back on from the 2025 season.
Exactly, and there's a whole lot more that we didn't even mention. It feels like day by day this team builds more memories and more exciting things, and they always say that the season goes by really fast and the days go by slow. Well, that was the case. There were days where Chatham sometimes the losses would stretch out a little bit longer, the games would turn into blowouts, but all the while, the days were moving slow, but the season was moving fast. And for Chatham, you see a lot of those guys at the end where you heard from on the Anglers Extravaganza reminiscing on some of the memories that they had this year, and some of them wishing afterwards, hey, I wish I could come back, except for Daniel Jackson, who said, I hope I don't come back. I hope I end up going to the draft. There are a whole lot of things that these guys will remember for a very long time, and I think that just really speaks to the Cape Cod Baseball League as a whole.
Well, with the 2025 season in the books, it is time for us to say goodbye. But first, we have so many people to thank. Of course, all the folks on the board at the Chatham Athletic Association and all the volunteers here at the ballpark who make this engine run, from the president, Steve West, the general manager, all the board members, all the volunteers, our fellow interns, our own media interns. We have to thank them as well. Cooper Andrews and Mauricio Palmer, our writers. Luke Herndon, our videographer. Ella Tovey, our team photographer. Colin Dugan, our marketing coordinator. James McTagg, our media team assistant. Beckett Calkins, our producer, who is behind the camera as we speak. He did such a good job running the broadcast this year. And then, of course, Dan Duva, the man that started it all. He invented this stuff, the Cape Cod Baseball Network, and the A's broadcasting on the Cape Cod Baseball Network, and he's the guy who makes it all possible for us. We've got to thank, of course, the Chatham A's players and the coaches for speaking with us throughout the season. Dennis Cook every single day. Your cast of characters on Catch of the Day. We really appreciate them. Of course, we appreciate the Chatham Athletic Association, Steve West, the president, and the entire board for making this opportunity possible. So many sponsors that are great friends of the Cape Cod Baseball Network. I think about the pitching matchup presented by Red Nun Bar and Grill, or the lineups from Chatham Clothing Bar.
That'll be burned in my brain for the rest of the time
Short
that I
and
live.
sweet ice cream.
The
are
defensive
great
alignment.
friends. Yeah, so many. Of course, the good folks at Chatham Bars Inn as well. Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, as we mentioned, a favorite
Talk
of ours.
about it all the time.
So many great sponsors as well. Wrapping up, we need to thank the listener, because without them, it is not possible.
No.
This is what we do, and it is for you, the listener, on the couch, in the car, on the beach, at the ballpark, wherever you are. Thank you for tuning in to even a second of Chatham A's baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network this summer. And Hudson, the last guy I have to thank is you. It was a pleasure to share the broadcast booth with you this summer.
It certainly was, Jake. I learned a lot by working alongside you and in this environment. And when I look back on memories like this, I'll miss that the most. We came in friends, but we're leaving the best of friends. And, I really love to share it with someone who's so talented and so hardworking. It made my job easier, and it pushed me a lot harder. So I'm glad we got to work together this summer.
Me too.
Yes.
Chatham 3-2 winners over the Harwich Mariners at Veterans Field tonight. They end the 2025 season on a high note at Veterans Field. For the final time in 2025, we are signing off. Chatham 3-2 walk-off winners over Harwich on the final night of the Cape League season. For the last time, for our producer, Beckett Calkins, and my partner, Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein saying so long from Veterans Field. Chatham wins on the final night of the 2025 season, 3-2 on a walk-off wild pitch over Harwich.